Alright, so today we're doing speed reviews. This is where I do mini reviews on products that I've been testing, whether it's from other videos, ones I've just been trying on my own, just giving you updated thoughts because a lot of times in first impressions, they're first impressions. So I like to test things more and then give you my updated thoughts on if I think it's worth it or if you can pass on it. We are currently still in my parents' bedroom, but I had to switch it up. I'm getting a little tired of the plain background dog bed situation, so here we are. So all the products that I put on my face today are also ones I'm going to be talking about so you can see how they apply. But we've got a lot to get through today. I have a lot of products, so I'm going to try to make it true speed reviews, quick reviews. Everything I talk about today will be listed down below in the description box. Most of these products, I have other videos trying them, so I'm going to leave those videos linked down below too if you want to see all of them in action. Okay, let's start out with the Refi Brow Gel. So this is a really popular brow product. A lot of people love this one. I've been trying this for a while now, like at least a month. Actually more than that because I think I got this when I was in Austin. So a lot of these really lifting, holding, glue kind of brow products can have a little bit of a white tint to them, or you just get like flakiness. And that's kind of what I found with this product. I just can't get it to not look flaky or white on my brows no matter how little of it I use. I've tried it in different ways. I've tried it like before foundation so I can really press it in and try and get out some of the product after using it, after brow pencil, before brow pencil. I've tried it in pretty much every way you can try a brow gel. It's just not my favorite. It does have a very strong hold, but I just don't like that you can see little white flakes in your brows. So I would say instead of buying this, if you want really holding brow product that is also way cheaper, get the e.l.f. Brow Lift. This is awesome. So much better in my opinion than a lot of the high-end brow products I've tried that are supposed to be lifting. I do like this more than using like the Got To Be gel, which is also affordable. You can get a little travel size of that one. I do like that one too, but I like this even more because it's very affordable and I haven't had any kind of white flakes with this one. It's just like a true clear gel. You need a little bit. I just go in with a spoolie, dip my spoolie in and then brush it in. It holds well. It does smell like a hair gel, which is funny, but it dries fairly fast. I like this better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze too, the other pomade that I use. So this is a newer release from Milk Makeup. It's their Electric Glossy Lip Plumper. This is in the shade Buzzed. So this is a really pretty, like, on my skin tone, darker nude shade. I love the shade of it, and it does give a really pretty glossy look. It has like very fine glitter in it. The thing with this is it smells bizarre to me. This smells like spicy carrots, and it has that taste too. It just like tastes like carrots to me. When you first put it on, it has a slight tingle, but the tingle really builds. So if you're someone who likes a mild plump, I don't think you would like this one. This definitely builds to like an uncomfortable kind of feeling unless you really like that burn. Between the smell, taste, and the burn for me, I have other plumping glosses that I like a little bit better, so I'm gonna say pass on that one. Peach and Lily Glass Skin Water Gel Moisturizer. So I've been trying a lot from Peach and Lily. I tried in a video the setting spray, I talked about this moisturizer, and also the primer, the Skin Shield Blurring Primer. So I'm going to talk about both of these. Let's start out with the moisturizer. So this has a true lightweight watery gel, like it says, feel to it. The consistency is very thin. I usually don't like gel moisturizers. I just find that they don't give my skin enough moisture, and especially at night, I like using like a thicker cream. I like feeling like my skin is staying moisturized throughout the night, and typically gel moisturizers don't have that when you wake up, like they're kind of just gone off your face. This one though, I tried on a whim for nighttime because I was running out of my other moisturizer. And I was shocked. I've been using this for probably about, my videos are pre-filmed, so the timing is always off when you're seeing like the speed review. I want to say at least for like a week and a half now at night, and then if I want to in the morning, like before makeup as well. Usually I just use my SPF underneath makeup, but I have been using this when I feel like I need some extra moisture. But shockingly at nighttime, this actually still makes my skin feel like plump and moisturized in the morning. And I've also been having some breakouts like underneath, and I had some going on over here. And when I use this for 2 nights in a row, I didn't use any other acne clearing kind of things. I felt like this helped clear up my skin a bit. So who knows, maybe that was just like coincidence, but I do like the feel of this for gel moisturizer. This is the Skin Shield Blurring Primer. It feels very moisturizing. I like that about it. It doesn't do any kind of blurring. Like I notice zero blurring with this face primer. It does give a nice little glow. I like that it has no scent. I can't say I think this is worth it at all. I have a drugstore primer that I would recommend over this one. Yeah, if you're getting this to blur, like it's not blurring at all. So this is the drugstore primer that I have been really liking, and I'm wearing it today. I showed applying it. I've been wearing it almost every day. It's the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I don't know what it is about this. This is one of the TikTok products that I do really like. Is that a first? It might be. I've been shitting on TikTok a lot lately, but it's just because almost every product I pick up because of TikTok ends up sucking. So anyways, this is one of the products that I do like. I tried it when I was in Miami. I included it in a video there, so I'll leave that video linked down below if you want to see like my initial thoughts on it. The thing with this one is like, I can't say it's super blurring. It's just like a overall good moisturizing, creamy, it has this like creamy feel to it. Primer that foundation just sits really nicely over top. Any foundation I put over top of this, I just feel like it does do a little something. If you have dry skin, I think you would like this one. It does smell like cotton candy and bubblegum, like perfect mix between the two, but it doesn't bother me on my face. Like I smelled initially, I don't love putting that on my face, but then it's not like it's a lingering scent and it doesn't feel too crazy strong to me. It's there, but it's not like knock you out strong. I just think if you want a good like neutral everyday kind of primer that you can wear with a lot of different products, I do really like this one. I also like that powder foundation goes over really nicely over top of this. So if you never know what to put underneath a powder foundation, this is a good one because it's not too tacky, but still keeps the moisture. So I have been really liking that and using that a ton. Okay, update on the Rose Ink Concealer. So I talked about this, tried it in my Sephora try on sale video, the things I picked up in the Sephora sale. This is in the shade LX030, wearing it today. The pros are that it is very hydrating. It does feel hydrating. I love the packaging. It's like very beautiful. I mean, look at this packaging. It's just super pretty. I just find that this doesn't give enough coverage for what I like. I've tried leaving this on, like today I left it on for a solid at least a minute before blending it out. A lot of like very hydrating creamy concealers, if you leave them on for like a minute, it can really change the way they set on your skin and also the coverage. An example of that is the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer. That is a concealer that I really like if you let it sit for at least a minute, like a minute, minute and a half. Then when you blend it out, you get like the true coverage, but it's still a very moisturizing, creamy formula. And I would just, if you're going for something that sounds like this, I would just say get the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer over this concealer, or even Flower Beauty Light Illusion. Similar kind of feel, lightweight, creamy. This one just blends out to me to have about medium coverage, not as much coverage as I like underneath my eyes, but also because it is very creamy, I like creamy concealers if they kind of like set down, but if it's too creamy and too hydrating, it almost creates more opportunities for the makeup to just settle into my creases. I have powdered my under eyes with this, like today I powdered my under eyes. I find that whether I powder it or I don't powder it, I don't love this one, and it's not cheap. I think this is a $30 concealer, so I would say pass on this one, get the other two that I just mentioned. Speaking of concealers, going from a $30 concealer to a $1.50, $1.88 concealer, maybe even $1. AOA now has like different prices, but everything's under $2. Shop Miss A is what I'm talking about. The AOA Studio Top Secret Concealer. So I have a few other AOA products to give you updates on. When I was in Houston, I went to the AOA store with Dana and we picked up a few things. So technically this is a concealer. I have the shade Porcelain, which is obviously like my under eye concealer shade, and then Amber, which is quite a bit darker. So using this as a concealer, it's horrible. Like using it underneath your eyes as a spot concealer, not good. Very drying, creases a ton, just looks crappy. Like, do not get this as a concealer, okay? Don't get your under eye concealer shade. Don't use it in that way. So the Porcelain shade is a big no. But the shade Amber, I've been loving for cream bronzer. Just using my e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator brush, which fits perfectly in here. You know, just stippling it out as bronzer. Because it's a concealer, it adds some coverage. I don't have it on right now, so I don't know why I'm like showing you. I'm wearing a different one that I'm going to be talking about. But it adds some coverage because it is a concealer. It does set down to like a matte finish that isn't going to budge. So because of that, it just stays on really well throughout the day. I love the shade and tone of this for cream bronzer. It's like the perfect tone. And I've just been really liking this. I like that it doesn't lift up or take away the coverage. I ordered some of the other shades. This is the best shade for cream bronzer because of the undertone. The other ones like pull very warm. So definitely only recommend the shade Amber. Okay, the Flower Beauty Forever Wear Winged Eyeliner. So I tried this in, I think it was that video in Miami when I was testing new makeup. This is a felt tip liner. If you've been here for a while, you know I'm not usually a felt tip liner gal. I much prefer a brush tip because on me, I find that felt tip it's just harder to get a even like smooth line. They usually like drag and then it ends up making your liner way too big. I just have a harder time controlling the the tip with the felt tip. This one though, when I first tried it, I was like, whoa, this is extremely black, very black. Like it went over shimmer great. I don't know what's happened since then. I don't know if the product just like isn't coming out the tip as well, but since then I haven't had the same experience. Like every time I put it on since then, I feel like going over shimmer, it doesn't go over the same as when I first used it. It doesn't look quite as black. That was like the redeeming quality with me for this one, because I don't like the tip as much as a brush tip. If it was like very black and super long lasting, I would get over it, you know? But for me, because now it's not looking quite as black, I'm just gonna stick with my other go-to liners. I'll link the ones down below. They are also drugstore, the liners that I love. It did last well throughout the day, I will say that. It didn't like come off when my eyes get watery, so it did last well. It's just not my favorite. An AOA product that I did not like at all. First of all, I love the packaging. This is like very pretty packaging. What even is this? This is their Bombshell in the shade Bunny. So I was like really hoping this was going to be similar to the Glossier Lucite lipstick I love, just based on the look of it. It's like a tinted balm. This has like a glitter outer ring with like the color core. Okay, it's actually swatching better than it looks on my lips. It just was like a balm with like a very slight tint, but I don't know, I didn't like the glitter in here, and I just felt like it didn't make my lips look like good and juicy. I just think you could pass on this one. But a product that I've been using a lot, almost every day since I discovered it, and I've been keeping it in my purse, is the AOA Full Lips Plumping Lip Gloss. This is not plumping in the sense that like it doesn't give you a tingle. It's not like a actively plumping gloss. I think it just gives you the appearance of plump lips. I have the shade Light Pink. This is so pretty. I've gotten asked actually multiple times what's on my lips since I started using this. I'm wearing it right now stacked on top of the Cheekbone Sustain Lips lip pencil in the shade Sand. I feel like Sand is like a not true name for this because it's a really pretty, almost like Elf Tea Rose kind of pink shade. It looks really pretty underneath a lot of different things. If I want to go for a little bit more of like a pink berry tone rather than like my Cokie Warm Nude Liner or Charlotte Tilbury Iconic, I've been reaching for this a lot. I really like it. It's creamy, and you can also wear it just as a lipstick on its own. It does have like a creamy but matte finish. So I've been really liking this one. I am going to update on some of the products that I tried out in the indie makeup video. That was pre-filmed, so I have been trying them more than, I think this is probably going up like a week later. It's been longer than that in my time, but I've been really liking this. And then for lipstick, I put on the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude lipstick. The formula of this is very nice. It's very creamy. It does have like a sheen. It's not one that I reach for all the time because I just feel like I like to lighten it up a little bit when I put it on, but it is pretty. I tried this in Boston, so I've been testing this one for a while. But this lip gloss you need to try. If you're going on Shop Miss A, pick up this lip gloss. I wouldn't say it's sticky, like uncomfortable sticky, but it's not like as smooth as the Lawless lip plumping gloss that I mentioned in that Sephora video. Loving that one. Holy crap, that's amazing. The Daisy Pink shade. This one is like a little bit thicker, stickier, but it's not uncomfortable sticky. I've tried to say this 3 times. I love the way this makes my lips look. It does make them look plump, and just like the shade, it's not too light pink, it's not too fuchsia, it's very pretty. I love this when I'm not wearing any makeup. It's like one of those products where it does look good with nothing else on, or it looks really pretty layered over other stuff. This is like a really good purse gloss. Next up, we have the new Physicians Formula Strawberry Jam Blush. As you can see, there are no strawberries happening now because basically this is super cute when you first get it. It has little strawberries on there and like red glitter. It looks really cute, but I just feel like what's the point if it literally wipes away in one use? I would rather them have the strawberries like go throughout. Maybe not red glitter. We could have done without the red glitter because you literally have to like wipe off the top layer because it is straight up red glitter. It smells really intense. It smells like super strong strawberry, but it almost smells like those, remember the hard candies that were like the strawberry cream? But the shade of this is not my cup of tea. I love a good pink blush. I use pink blush often, but this one just reminds me of like CoverGirl blushes from like the 90s. It's just too pink. It's too much. In the indie makeup video, I used some stuff, but also just mentioned stuff from Half Caked. This is an indie makeup brand, and I'm gonna first start out with my favorite. I actually have been really liking this, and it is a dupe for something, but I have a dupes video coming, so I'm not gonna tell you in this video. This is in the shade Morning View. It is a beautiful tone. This is great at warming up your face, like if your foundation is looking a little bit light or you just want that super summery glow. This looks like skin because it is a balm formula. It's tacky, Just warning you, it feels very balmy, sticky, which at first I was kind of like put off by, but the more I started using it, it gives you this just like really almost like glass skin kind of look because it is very reflective. It's glowy but zero glitter. I think this is like a perfect summery kind of formula where maybe you just want to put on an SPF, you want to warm up your face and look like very glowy. This is like the perfect kind of bronzer for that. You can use these as cheek or lip tints, by the way. This one is in the shade You Are So Last Summer, and it is more of like a warm bronzer shade. I don't find myself reaching for this one nearly as much as this guy. I'll swatch both for you though. So here's Morning View, here's You Are So Last Summer. So this one does have more of like a kind of peachy undertone to it. I'll just blend it out for you so you can see once it like shears out. Super pretty. Now I'm gonna go wash my hand. I don't feel ready, like I haven't tested this enough to give you my thoughts on the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer, but I decided I'm gonna do a foundation updates video because I've been testing a bunch of foundations lately. So I'm gonna do a separate video on the base products that I've been mentioning recently, but I did wanna show you this is what I'm wearing today. But I mixed it in with the Purito BB cream. This is old packaging. I'm just trying to finish this one up. This is like the very old packaging, don't judge me. But mix these two together today, so that's what's on my face right now. I wish the shade of this wasn't so orange. It has like a very orange undertone. 3 mascaras. Let's start out with the one I've been testing for the longest. This is the Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara by Maybelline. So the wand is like a curved kind of caterpillar looking one. This one is definitely on the dry side. If you like a wet formula, you will hate this. I feel like it's also though just dried out very quickly. Like when I first started using this, I was liking this one. I wasn't like obsessed with it, but I liked it. Now I feel like I really can't use this one on its own. It's just like too dry and I just don't get enough volume. So I think for me, this one's a pass. But then these two I actually like. I do like these. Right now I have both of them layered. I did like 2.5 coats of the L'Oreal. This is the Voluminous Noir Balm and then the Flower Beauty Lash Warrior. This is a great curling mascara. If you have issues with your lashes curling or holding a curl, you might really like this one. And then the balm is more of like a wet, voluminous formula, and these two layered look really good. I also like the Flower Beauty alone on its own. The Flower Beauty has little short rubber bristles, which I either love or hate. Goes both ways for me. Really depends on the mascara, but this one I like. It grips lashes well and it gets my like outer lashes really well. And this one is also rubber bristles, but very short, and this does have like the flexible kind of wand, which usually I don't like at all, but this one has been working for me. So if you've seen my lashes in any of the vlogs, I'm typically using one of these two or both. That's what I've been trying for at least the past few weeks. So more from Half Caked. I could really go without the blush. The blush is in the shade Pop Star. It's like a cream blush. I applied it today and then ended up going over it because I just don't love the look of this one and I feel like it lifts up my foundation, but I really like the shade Diamond Breakfast. This is a cream highlight, and this, if you like the glass skin look, this gives you that really pretty just glass skin highlight. It is a cream, but it's not sticky. It's not like the other formula. This looks really pretty on no makeup days too, if you just want that glow. That was a fast review. That was good. More fast reviews. Here we go. I don't even know how you say this brand now. The GXVE is the Gwen Stefani's new line. The Line It Up 24-hour gel pencil in the shade Spiderweb. So this is like the black shade. I talked about this and tried it in this Sephora try and haul sale video, and I've worn it since then almost every day just to try and like test it because I was so curious if this was going to be one of those that transfers up. A lot of liners transfer up. I actually haven't tried this on my Waterline yet. Sorry, I should have done that. I'll update in the description box because by the time this goes up, I will test it in that way. But what I have been using it for is just as top eyeliner and then blending it out with a liner brush. Very happy to report it doesn't transfer up. It's hard to find, especially gel liners that are like creamy but that don't transfer. The only thing is once you start smudging it, it's not like the blackest black. I wouldn't say it like holds the richness as you blend. It's still black. I'm wearing it right now. It's still black. So I do like this. I'm going to continue to use it because it is hard to find ones that don't transfer up. Okay, next up, these are new lip products by Wet n Wild. The Cloud Pout Marshmallow Lip Mousse. Lighter shade is Cloud Chaser and then this shade is Cotton Candy. I love both of these shades for mixing. I've been using this one a lot, the pinker one, as just like a topper if I want my lips a little bit more pink, or just like adding a little bit and then kind of blending it in. These aren't super long lasting. They remind me of the NYX, what was that, mousse formula? Like they just don't last well because they are lighter, more moussey. They definitely like transfer. It's not like a liquid lipstick that's gonna like dry down and stay. If you don't care about that, the shades are really pretty. I love both of these shades and tones, and they do feel very light and airy, but they don't make your lips look like super dry. Probably what I was most excited about from the indie makeup video, the Sydney Grace eyeshadow palette and then this highlighter. I've just been keeping it in here because right now I don't have a magnetic pan that will fit it, but this is the Summer Days palette in the light shade. Just looking at these shades, to be honest, I wasn't like stoked. I was excited about the coffee, I think it was called Coffee Talk palette, because I love cool tones, but I've been using these every day since I filmed that video, and especially the shade S'mores. Oh my god, it's the perfect undertone. So freaking pretty. I have it on my eyes today. S'mores and the light shade. This one with this in the crease, beautiful. That's been my like go-to look, is put this in the crease and then either put on S'mores or put on Basque. The formula of these shadows are so insane. I will swatch S'mores for you. I mean, check out that video because I go through all these in depth, but here's the two metallic shades. The pigmentation is unreal. They just give like this really, really pretty pop to the eyes. All of the mattes are super pigmented but blend out. There's a couple of the mattes. Check out that video if you want to see like full application. I did like a smokier eye. And then this highlighter is truly unreal. This is in the shade Satin Kicks. It is stunning as eyeshadow or as a face highlight. Watch that video again. You can see it in action. I do have it on today. I used a fluffier brush and used a little bit less today, but as you can see, I mean, it's still friggin' beaming. This is a really intense highlight, but that doesn't look glittery. It just gives you that wet look glow without having like a ton of glitter. I love the shade. It's a perfect champagne tone, not too pink, not too gold. Another AOA product. This is the Color Flush Liquid Blush in the shade Pecan. This one I first tried actually as a lip color, and I really like it as a lip color. It's not going to be long lasting as a lip color because it is a blush, but as a blush, a liquid blush, this actually blends out really well. It's pigmented. I really like this as a liquid blush as well. And if you like a peach blush, the shade is very pretty. It's like a wearable peach that just blends out nicely and doesn't look patchy. e.l.f. came out with some new lip products. I have been loving the e.l.f. Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner in the shade Mauve. I have Mauve and Soft Pink. Mauve is like the one that I reach for most often. Really pretty formula. The shade just goes so well with the Maybelline. I did like a TikTok on it, the Maybelline Ultimate, basically just any kind of like nudes this goes really well with. So these are interesting. These are the new e.l.f. lip stains, and I have 3 shades. My favorite shade is Pinkies Up. This is kind of an interesting product. It's like a lightweight, basically feels like a lip oil when you first put it on. It's like a super lightweight gloss. I don't even want to swatch this because I will get to it. It does stain, but I will swatch it for you. So here's the shade Pinkies Up, which I love initially. It's like this really pretty light nude color. And the gloss wears off. I found on my lips, I'm curious if any of you have found this, that it turns a totally different color. Like it does actually stain your lips, but it stains to like a fuchsia berry pink color. So it's totally different than what it looks like when you first put it on. The other basic beige shade I have is more of like a peachy rose, what it turns into. So I think you might just have to like try with the colors and see what you think of this. I don't see myself reaching for this a ton. It's hard to kind of work with. Like you almost need to like put it on and then leave it on for a couple minutes and then like wipe it off so you can see the true color, that what it's gonna look like throughout the day, and then put like a gloss or whatever else you want to put on over top. Okay, the LA Girl Matte Bronzer. This is in the shade Back to the Beach. I have hair stuck to the gloss on my hand. This is a really pretty shade. I tried this in a video. Like it's hard to find these kind of like sandy, cool tone, but not gray tones. I love the shade of this. I do find that the formula of this can cling and look patchy. So you have to A, use like a fluffier brush with it, and B, definitely make sure you're putting this on top of an already powdered face. Some bronzers I can get away with putting on top, like today I didn't have like fully powdered cheeks. I'll tell you the bronzer I used next. But this powder bronzer you definitely want to put on top of a face powder. So I would say the formula is like a little bit tricky. It actually reminds me of the NARS matte bronzers. It smells like sunscreen, which does just make me feel like we're in summer. We're not in summer, but it feels like we're in summer. I don't know, I've been going so many warm places lately that I kind of do feel like I'm in summer. Okay, so next up, 2 bronzers from Physicians Formula. This is their new Bread and Butter line. So here they are side by side. Here's Toasty, here's Baked. Toasty, this one is less glowy than Baked, but both of these are very glowy. I like both of these, but just FYI, like they are very glowy. You could almost use them as like a glowy blush kind of thing if you like more of like those shades as a blush, or even as eyeshadow. These are really pretty. What do these ones smell like? I think they're supposed to smell like butter. Again, this kind of smells like sunscreen. It smells like a mix of butter and sunscreen. They're classic Physicians Formula formulas, which are very soft, like the bronzer shades, super soft, buttery feeling. I was running out of room on my hands, so I swatched them on my wrist. Here's Toasty, here's Baked. So Toasty does have more of like that sandy undertone. This one's a little bit more of a reddish undertone, but both of them work on me. Today I actually used the darker shade Baked, and I did put this on top of that cream bronzer, and it blends totally fine on top of creams for me. It does give this just like you know, very pretty summery glow. Okay, next up we have the Too Faced Heart Core lipsticks. I have the shade Too Femme and Never Grow Up. So these look like and remind me of the Glossier lipstick that I love. This is like a trend right now, these kind of like balmy core lipsticks. They're cute. I mean, they have little hearts in the middle, cute, right? Just get the Glossier. Get the Glossier formula. I'll leave the exact one I'm talking about. Lucite is my go-to shade. First off, these smell like extremely strong artificial strawberry, like more so than the Physicians Formula blush. They smell really intense. So I didn't love the scent of these on my lips, and they're not as plumping and like glossy. They don't make your lips look as good as the Glossier formula. So I would say if the idea of these sound good, like a balmy pigmented lipstick, then just get the Glossier. Another AOA. So this is the AOA eyeshadow trio. These are actually very pretty. I have been loving using these two shades specifically. This one's like a little bit too coppery for me. I just don't use these shades a lot. They are more on the powdery side, so like you definitely want to either use your finger and really press down or wet your brush. But the final look of these is really pretty. Okay, getting down to the last few here. So I have the ColourPop Blotted Lip. This is a new formula from them. Basically these are like sheer, again, tinted balm kind of thing. I love that this is matte though. This is like a fully matte one, and it does give that just like airy kind of look. If I had a shade of this I liked, I would probably love the formula of this, but the shade that I have, Los Feliz, this is not one that I find myself wanting to reach for a lot, just because it's like on the slightly too peachy side for me. Here it is right there. I think a lot of people would love this shade. On me, it just looks like a little bit too orangey for what I usually like, but I do like the formula of this. Like last product, these are the Milani, what are these even called? I think these are like the Color Statement Matte Cream Lipsticks. I will have them linked down below. The diamondy kind of packaging is the new formula. So these ones are new like within the last few months. And I have the shades Peony and Petal. The formula of these are friggin' stunning. It reminds me a little bit of the NARS Audacious lipsticks. They have this like super creamy pigmented but matte formula. Here they are. There's just something about like the softness of these. They're not drying. Beautiful formula, long wearing. I wish they came out with more shades of these. So that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed today's speed reviews video. I'll have everything I talked about linked down below in the description box. I do these as soon as I feel like I have enough that I've been thoroughly testing to update you on. So like I said, I will have a foundation update video coming, and if you want to see my last speed reviews video, I'll link that down below in the description box. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.